it, man.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Working Title Sports Show, where this is gonna be a fun episode where me and Dee are gonna really riff on this wacky ass NFL free agency shit because this is hilarious.
Wacky NFL.
So we're gonna dive straight into it. So, starting at the top of this list here, the Saints signed Teddy Bridgewater to 1 year for $7.25 million, guaranteed $5 million in incentives.
Ah, shit. I'm sorry, say that
again? Teddy Bridgewater is signed to 1 year to New Orleans Saints for $7.25 million, fully guaranteed with $5 million in incentives.
I think Teddy Bridgewater is just like an amazing story anyway. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy for him, whatever happens. Now, here's the only thing I do have to say about it. What makes us think he's going to be the way he was right before he left? And also, I'm just going to be really vicious. It wasn't like Teddy Bridgewater was actually Joe Montana when he left.
Come on, D. You know, we as black people, we love to really back up our black quarterbacks. And we were really thinking Teddy Bridgewater got a bad break with Buffalo, to be honest. So
if anybody got a bad break from Buffalo, his name was Tyrod Taylor. But
True.
But he ain't that good because Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, I forgot Teddy Bridgewater was Minnesota. I'm getting it mixed up. Teddy Bridgewater had a bad break in Minnesota. My bad. Tripping.
I don't think he had a bad break in Minnesota outside of the injury he had. I have this feeling that Teddy Bridgewater is just a really good backup, and everybody has been lying to themselves the last 2 seasons about him. I don't know. I really hope because I always got this vibe of, say it's good or bad. I always had this weird Byron Leftwich vibe with him. Like he's good, just not, he ain't the savior you're looking for type of thing. But whatever. I think the important part is this, actually, with him being in New Orleans is, I'm guessing Drew is staying 1 more season or something like that?
Yeah, from my understanding, the rumblings is that Drew is basically going to probably be there for maybe a year or 2, and Bridgewater could actually be the replacement. Possibly. So we'll see.
Because you know how that changes. The one thing I will say about Drew staying, though, that doesn't surprise me because I think he did. Because we talked about it already. We all thought he got cheated. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought the Saints got cheated. And I really feel as if he will retire, if next year is his last year, it will make sense in the sense of, because I know I can get to the Super Bowl type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why he's staying. And to be honest with you, if you're the Saints, you want that unit to be there because the second Drew leaves, a lot of air is going to leave that stadium, that city, and that whole team, man. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure right now the Saints' whole mindset is purely Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, basically.
They're doing that regardless.
Now, meanwhile, in good old New York, apparently the Eagles parted ways with Golden Tate, and Golden Tate is now the wide receiver for the New York Giants for 4 years, $37 million, $23.5 million guaranteed.
Golden Tate a hoe. He a hoe. Can't we just admit that? Golden Tate is a hoe. He has been with how many teams in the last 4 years?
Seattle, Detroit, Eagles, and now the Giants.
He a hoe. He is straight hoe, man. Wow. I've never seen nobody get traded like Golden Tate. Because the fun part to me is like he's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck around. He can make the Pro Bowl a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. It was funny last season, and like when the Eagles and Dallas and Skins made those big trades and stuff. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, Golden's gonna be fucking good for the Eagles," and then nothing until the playoffs hit, and it ended up being fucking what's his face on Dallas actually ended up being kind of like the big thing for them. So it's like, all right, I mean, Golden Tate stepped up in the playoffs for the Eagles didn't make the play. No, they did. He stepped up in the playoffs, but it was just like, okay, like, but I saw this and I'm like, he's getting 23 guaranteed. Okay, Giants, I guess. Okay.
think the Giants right now, they want everything to work, and and we're going to get to it. They just lost their biggest wide receiver to.
Now
I
Sa-
didn't. How we say?
and said now Saquon is just like fuck.
Saquon's going to be like fuck anyway because their quarterback situation is all the way fucked up anyway. The quarterback, it really is. Hold on 1 second, bro. Pause that shit for me, bro.
All right. Giants. So Giants, the Golden Tate. So next up, Adrian Peterson re-signed with Washington, 2 years for $8 million.
D has to say it. Why?
Because Darius Geese went down with a torn ACL over the summer, so they had to sign him. So
oh yeah. I forgot about Geis getting hurt, man. I forgot about him getting hurt, man.
So
you know what? The Redskins probably that sounds like a no choice because we had nobody type of thing.
Yeah, so
no choice, man.
Yeah. Darrell Williams, offensive tackle for Carolina Panthers, 1 year for $6 million. And
don't know.
Well, the only thing I know is he's coming off of a knee injury last season, so he was out. So it was kind of like, do we sign him or do we get somebody else? And I guess the Panthers was like, fuck it, sign him and see what happens. So
now the question is this: did going back to New York? Did they sign Golden Tate after they got rid of Odell?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Just to make it sure, I would hate there to be a situation where there's like, hey, look, man, we got somebody to compliment you, and he just rolled the fuck out.
Yeah,
I would really hate that.
Yeah, it was after. So guess who's coming back to the Eagles, D?
Would it be somebody who talked a lot of shit? I don't know who it is.
Deshaun Jackson is coming back to the Eagles.
So, really? So, it's like an ungrateful asshole is just coming back to the team that he said they didn't pay him enough, and now that he's only worth a third string money, he wants to go back to the team that he was.
Basically, Eagles traded for Deshaun Jackson. So here's what happened. The Eagles got Deshaun Jackson in a 2027 round pick. Buccaneers got a 2019 6th-round pick. So as part of the trade, basically the Eagles are going to pay him a $3 million bonus and give him a 3-year, $27 million contract.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Deshaun Jackson was worth how much to them? What? Wait a minute. What was the trade-off? What did they give away? 2 draft picks?
A draft pick, 2019.
A draft pick, and we don't even know where we don't even know what round that draft pick's in. I'm pretty sure it was like the first.
No, it was 6th round draft pick.
6th round draft pick next year? Mm-hmm. How desperate were they?
No, this year.
Okay, so and they got one for the following year.
Yeah, the Eagles got it for the following year.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. They got one.
Eagles got the following year plus Deshaun Jackson. Bucks just got this year 6th round pick.
He was that willing to get rid of that nigga, man.
I don't know. That's funny. I was like, so Deshaun's coming back to the Eagles, and it's
man, that sucks. That sucks for him because I don't know who your quarterback is.
I mean, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll definitely get to that because that's gonna be hilarious. But it's I don't know if Carson Wentz is gonna be that dude for Jackson. I can see a lot of complaining coming out from him with Carson Wentz easily.
I'm sorry, Deshaun Jackson complaining? He has never complained one time on any team he's been on.
So Quan Alexander.
I'm sorry. Why do we back up Divas? Why do people back up?
I mean, it's. I think when it comes to particular black players, we kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, like they can do no wrong, and then it's like, no, these guys are assholes. What the fuck are we talking about?
And it's not even that. I think the more important one, I heard was when Schlosser, urinated tree, when he said it the best way when he was talking about AB, he was like, divas don't win you. He's like, talent like him don't win you rings. They rarely do. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, was Deion the only diva? And Deion wasn't a diva.
Deion just knew what he wanted, and that was it.
Deion knew what he wanted. Deion knew his worth. I think that's really what it was with Deion. Yeah. He just knew what his worth was. But really, when you look at it, divas don't win shit. Keyshawn, nothing. Fucking T.O., nothing. Now, AB, and I mean it with AB, he ain't going to win nothing. Yeah, it's very rare any of these divas win. Fucking Ocho Cinco, nothing.
except he put Cincinnati on the map. That's about it. That's the only thing
He
really did.
He did. Look, I don't give a fuck what anybody say about Chad Johnson. That nigga was exciting to see.
Oh yeah.
And I think at one point somewhere in the mid 2000s, I don't know what year exactly, I truly thought he was the best wide receiver in football. I thought he was unstoppable. And at the end of the day, I felt that he was very underrated. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just a shame that his career kind of tapered off the way it did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With injuries and then, just not staying healthy and shit. It just hurt, man. So, whatever.
So, Quan Alexander got signed to San Francisco, linebacker, 4 years, $54 million, $27 million semi-guaranteed.
Semi?
Yeah.
I think that's when they only do like half or some shit like that. I forgot.
Yeah, I think it's like half. He only gets like half of that or something like that.
You do get a portion of it that is guaranteed, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know much about him and stuff. I just know I think he's coming off a torn ACL, so it's kind of like, San Fran paid him that much? Yeah, okay.
The risk of going for somebody that, coming back after injury is always going to be a risk anyway.
Yeah.
Even if it's even as small as, they broke their ankle last year at the very tail end. Is it going to be a problem? It should be a problem, and they're never right for the rest of their career. It happens, you know what I mean? So I think with medicine being the way it is now, you know what I mean, you could take the risk on coming back from ACL surgery or torn quad surgery. Torn quad surgery is nothing to fucking is not as, I know everybody thinks, oh man, it's a torn quad, he'd be back. No, that's serious. That means you can't walk or run. We seeing Oladipo going through that shit right now with the pace. You can't run. When you tear your quad, that's your running. You have a zero explosion. That takes about a full year to get over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are serious. But the way medicine is now, yeah, you can go ahead and go for that risk, man. Especially if you think your body can take it. That's why we always laugh. That's why we laughing at these wrestlers who tear their fucking ACL. Like, dude, why are you back so early? And they taking the bumps like it's nothing. Yeah. So it happens, man. Some people, like I said, man, the medicine's changed up a lot of shit.
Yeah. So joining AP on the wide receiver squad with the Raiders, Tyrell Williams signed with the Oakland Raiders. 4 years, $44 million, $22 million guaranteed.
That's a little bit too much to give Tyrell Williams, but whatever, we're not going there.
So Derek Carr got a little bit of a decent wideouts and stuff.
I still feel like Derek Carr is going to get cut by the end of the year. I
mean, because Derek Carr right now, he got Jordy Nelson, he got Marcel Aitman, he got Tyrell Williams, and Antonio Brown.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds good.
I mean, now I saw somebody say that Williams basically got a slight upgrade going from Phillip Rivers to Carr, and I'm like, really? We're doing this? Like,
but no, that's not an upgrade. You mean an upgrade in pay, maybe? Not a
yeah, that was an upgrade going from Phillip Rivers to Carr. I'm like, really? We're doing this? Like, and again, they pull the Skip Bayless. Well, because Carr has a better QBR rating. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Like, come on.
Now, hold on, Chris. Now, you can't do that. You can't do that because you and I are Tony Romo fans, and that is one of the crux of our fucking that's one of the crux of our fucking deposition on Tony Romo being better than what everybody gives him credit for. So I would not have you go at the QBR like that, but I agree with you actually in this regard. No, and really in this regard. See, there's not enough of Derek Carr being great for me.
Yeah,
that's the biggest problem I have about Derek Carr. It's not that I don't think he's a good football player, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
it's that I haven't seen enough greatness out of him. His rookie season was amazing. Mm-hmm. I still think he has promise, but the problem is John Gruden is going to be a fucking problem. I didn't realize how much of a fucking vortex of unproven that John Gruden actually is. Okay?
Yep.
And I say that, and I'm saying this in the most respect I can give John Gruden. if you look at what happened with the Buccaneers, first off, we can just say it. Let's just let it all out, and Buccaneers fans will tell you this. That was Tony Dungy's team. That wasn't John Gruden's team.
Yep.
Let's make that very clear. Number two, when Tony Dungy left, the offense went to shit. Only reason why the defense was still good was because of somebody who's a fucking Hall of Famer and somebody I fucking love, Kiffin.
Yep.
Kiffin was why that defense was good for so goddamn long. And the second Kiffin left to go on join his son, well, I think it was that they went to. I think it was at Tennessee. Yeah. He coached Tennessee. I think he left to help his son out. The defense, it went down. He traded away everybody that was worth a damn on the team. Him and Keyshawn had a falling out that was okay. Real talk, that was going to happen. But their falling out was really just more of Keyshawn being a diva.
Yeah,
that really was. Even though Keyshawn proved it. Let me make it very clear, and I didn't mean make it sound like I'm shitting on Keyshawn. Keyshawn, especially when he was on the Jets in the first probably 3 or 4 years with the Buccaneers, the first 2 years with the Buccaneers, I loved him.
Yeah,
he was all right with Dallas.
I mean, it is what it is.
He had all right. He was a good look. Put it this way. He was putting up Cole Beasley numbers.
Oh! Stop the presses here. Just to put this out there, breaking news: Zion Williams is playing with Duke, and Duke is kicking ass against Syracuse right now.
Yes, yes. We're gonna have a full-on special the following week. That's gonna be about it's gonna be all on the NCAA tournament and all that. We're gonna be doing the brackets and all that. Hopefully, the whole crew gonna be on that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just had to put that out there. I was like, oh shit, Zion out here? Okay, shit.
Zion out there shitting on niggas. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is where it gets interesting because again we're just kind of kicking around here. So Jason Myers, kicker for Seattle, he signed a deal, 4 years, $15 million. This was Jaguars' former kicker. 81% at field goals.
He was what?
81% at his percent in terms of field goal percentage.
I don't know how good their kicking situation was in Seattle to know a opinion. I don't really remember how good it was. So, I can't really.
Cordell Patterson, wide receiver for Chicago Bears. Yeah. Yep. 2 years, $10 million.
Now he's at Chicago now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. They're trying to set up Trubisky to have at least a decent run up there. And I hope I hope Trubisky works, man. So we see what happens, man.
Steve Nelson, cornerback for the Steelers, 3 years, $25.5 million.
Nobody has picked up Eric Berry yet, right?
Nope.
As of this recording, nobody has picked him up yet. I hope Dallas goes for him.
I hope so too.
Where did the whole thing about the whole Earl Thomas saga? Now, where's Earl at?
Good old Earl Thomas is with the Baltimore Ravens. 4 years.
And that's final, right?
Yes. He was the next person I was going to say, so this is actually perfect. Earl Thomas signed 4 years, $55 million with $32 million fully guaranteed. Now, I saw some Dallas people that I'm friends with on Facebook that was pissed that Dallas didn't get him. But I had to tell them there was no way Jerry was going to pay this much for Earl Thomas.
No, he was not. Now, everybody has this. I think what it really is Dallas has this idea that if you really want to play for Dallas, you'll take less, whatever, yada, 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 if you really want to be a Dallas player. Let me make it very clear. Anybody that thinks that, you're a fool for one good reason. One very good reason you're a fool. For you and I, yeah, we would do it. I'll take a reduced pay, but because we don't make money.
Yeah.
Now, Earl Thomas, I'll take a cut, but that's how much I'm worth.
Mm-hmm.
At least give me that. That's what usually they players go for when they really, really want to play for a team like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's my worth. Pay me what I'm worth, and I'm fine with that. And you're like, yes, he can probably get more in negotiation and shit like that. But it's like, if you just give me my base pay, nigga, I'll play for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people thought with Earl Thomas. And I heard it from a couple of people. Nick Eastman, he said it on the beat writer for Cowboys. He said it straight up. That wasn't going to happen. Dallas couldn't do it. He just like Earl just playing cost too much, and we need to get DeMarcus Lawrence back.
Yeah, because if you got Earl Thomas, DeMarcus would have been like, well, peace. Guess we can't get DeMarcus anymore.
Exactly. Let me make this very clear. When I know how everybody feels when it comes to Dallas and during free agency, we don't go for nobody unless it's like some lower guy that we have to get. Let me tell you, the reason why is two things. Jerry Jones, if you give Jerry any credit, and yes, he had people around him to help him, Jerry's a better drafter than he is free agent signing, because he's just going to get the guy that costs the most money that's not going to do us any favors. I got a quick question for you, Chris. Mm-hmm. What free agent did we get in the last 5 years that we threw money at that was worth a damn for Dallas?
I can't think of anything.
And I know somebody. No, Roy Williams was not that good. He barely caught anything. T.O. crushed his numbers. Mm-hmm. And then when T.O. left, motherfucking Miles Austin was doing more than him.
Yep.
By the way, Miles Austin, we got him undrafted. Again, we pick up a lot of good undrafted players, and like I said, to give Jerry any credit, and yes, he had men in the room helping him, he drafts good players. We are good at the draft. Dallas is actually good at that. Everything, like I said, now as far as us picking up people, this is the problem that we had this year. We were coming down on crunch time. We still got to pay Dak next year. We still have to pay DeMarcus Lawrence, like I just said.
I think they're getting close to signing him. And we got Amari. We still got to sign him.
We still got Amari. I know Amari, we're going to pick him. I think he gets signed next year or the following year or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We already signed Zeke, right? Zeke is already signed, isn't he?
I think Zeke is close, too. So
I thought Zeke was already signed.
He might have been already signed.
I'm telling myself he's signed, or he's up to get signed. But we have the future that can easily walk out the front door. I don't think a lot of people see that.
Yeah,
I think that's the one thing that we don't see a lot of people don't see as fans, and I keep on explaining that to people. We can't really get nobody. I want us to get Eric Berry, but reality says this: can we afford that nigga? Mm-hmm. And hold on, not can we only afford him? Can I make sure Dak is here next year? Can I make sure? Look, fuck all that. Am I going to have the money to pay your boy Van Der Esch? Am I going to have money to pay Van Der Esch in a couple of seasons? Because I think he's still got a rookie contract, but I think they're going to re-sign him before his rookie contract is up.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Sean Lee taking a pay cut, so yeah.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, I gotta work, and then like I said, there's a lot riding on the future of this team. We have young dudes on this team, guys only have 1 or 2 years experience, who are ready to rock and roll. Just pay them what they're worth so we can fucking get a Super Bowl. Here's the thing: you can't get nobody sexy during that time. You can't do no sexy move during that time. You have to bide your time and do what you have to do. I don't know why Dallas gets this flack of that shit every year. There's a bunch of teams that do the exact same thing. But I think it's because we're the Cowboys and because we big dick swing all the time. That's what that's the perception we give them.
But I mean, like I said, Ravens getting Earl Thomas, I think that's a big get for them, considering, where they're sitting at on defense and stuff. And I think Earl Thomas is a good compliment for their defense, considering that they're about to lose Eric Weddle and CJ Mosley. So...
And then on top of that, Suggs. Yeah. Oh my God! You got to think about Baltimore is at a turning point themselves, because their offense is now officially under Jackson, and now their defense, which has been aging, they got a lot of young pieces that are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So you want to compliment that? I think Earl Thomas will be a good fucking vet for that squad, man.
Yeah. Now speaking of which, also going to the Ravens, Mark Ingram, 3 years, $15 million.
Not bad.
So I'm like, oh, cool. That's actually pretty good. I think he's a good fit, actually.
The saga, Chris, that we have to talk about is, how do you go from having these niggas by the nuts, and then they offered you $70 million. You was like, nah, I'm worth more. and I go to the free agency, and they said, "Fine, you can go." And then go to the Jets for 30 million less. Mother
This is the saga that is called Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon going to the Jets. How funny was it
D. This
when
motherfucker
D said
gets.
a couple weeks ago? I don't think I said it on the show, but I said that nigga going to the Jets
This
like shit.
fool is going to the Jets for 4 years, $52.5 million with $35 million guaranteed. Welcome to the New York Jets, where you just stealing money.
Now I gotta, all right. Check this out. Check this out. I just realized this. Where was he gonna go? That was going to be good. I said it weeks ago.
He wasn't going to put it this way. I already knew.
I told y'all this shit.
He was never guaranteed to go to any sexy team, so to speak. I'm using your term now. He was always going to go to like a Dolphins or a Jets or the Bills because they're desperate to throw money at somebody to get something going. You know,
I'm thinking like, yo, this nigga gonna go to the Jets. He's gonna go to the Cardinals. If he's lucky, he'll go to like the Broncos or some shit like that, and that he can really help them. Or you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he'd go to a mid-grade team. And a part of me was like,
Jets.
A part of me was like, and I told myself he should go to the Buccaneers. And something told me, hey D, Tampa is where running backs go to die when you really think about it.
It really is. It's like, and it's because it's like the Jets.
I wasn't saying that this nigga was like going to get picked up by the Packers, which by the way, Green Bay, y'all should have fucking did that. But still, I wasn't saying this nigga was going to go nowhere special. Wow.
Man, it's sad, but I mean,
it's sad because the Steelers lost him. Then they got rid of AB, and I knew they were we thought he was gonna go to the Bills.
No, but he fucking screwed himself over on the Bills. The Bills is like, fuck this shit. We ain't getting that motherfucker. All right, go to the Raiders.
The memes were hilarious. Pat McAfee had me dying when he said the Bills said they didn't want him. Holy shit.
Now, here's the next one that is fucking hilarious. So,
cancer.
OBD is going to the Browns. You know who the Giants get, D? You know what the Giants got out of this?
They get draft pick?
They got a 2019 first and third round pick. Okay,
good.
That's good. And they get safety Jabril Peppers.
Jabril Peppers is not bad. So you got a mid-level, could have a little bit more potential type of player. So,
but you got first and third round picks, so it balances out.
That balanced out nicely to me. I would enjoy that pick. Yeah, get this nigga's contract off us, man.
That being said, OBD in a bland ass fucking Browns uniform is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Oh no, the white and the orange kind of rock. I like the white jersey and I like the white top and the brown and the orange pants, man. I kind of rock with that, man. Now you notice they don't wear the doo-doo brown though, man. They never wear the doo-doo brown, only with like certain jerseys got the doo-doo brown, man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's funny. I
think the Browns
Baker Mayfield fucking Harlem shaking like shit when he saw that.
Joe, man, these niggas, they got a nice setup offense, but the part of me is just like, hey D, yeah, well I got a feeling they're gonna see the Steelers, they're gonna run them niggas over in Cleveland and film themselves, and then they go up to the Pittsburgh in November, and it's nice and cold, and they're like, yeah, we ready. And big, and then out of nowhere, Captain Fat Fuck shits all over them.
Prediction.
And it'd be like
oh, go ahead.
I got that happening and knocking all the wind out of their sails, and they barely make it into the playoffs next year.
So, prediction. I got the Browns going 8-8, 9-7 at best.
I got them going 8-8 too. Like I said, I know when they see the Steelers the second time, the Steelers are going to punch them dead in the mouth. And they're going to be like, You ever see somebody trip and they're like they're like running at full speed, but they trip and they're like just slowly going to the ground,
Yeah.
like trip, 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 trip. That's what's going to happen.
No. My thing is this though. I'm sitting there like at the same time though. Steelers have been making their thing of playing down to the level of their opponent, so they might give the Browns a chance to beat them in Pittsburgh too. So,
Oh yeah, let's not forget that could happen. That could happen. We're way ahead of ourselves when it comes to that shit. You know, I do like the fact that the Browns are trying to do something.
Yeah, we'll get to some other picks later down this list. So, down in Miami, Devontae Parker signed to the Miami Dolphins for 2 years, $13 million. It was very will they or won't they with this shit, because Devontae was like, I don't know if I want to be here, but maybe I will be here, and then boom, he signed. So it's whatever. I mean, I guess that works out for Miami in the grand scheme of things. LaMarcus Joyner signed to the Raiders, 4 years, $42 million, 16.7 guaranteed. That's a safety. What's the other one? Jordan Hicks signed with the Arizona Cardinals, 4 years, $36 million, $20 million guaranteed. Okay.
Cardinals not gonna be doing nothing for a while. I mean, anyway, go ahead.
Latavius Murray signed with the Saints, 4 years, $14.4 million.
That's not bad.
Which basically means Mark Ingram is about to bounce. So clearly, this is them kind of hedging bets with him.
Yeah.
John Brown signed to the Buffalo Bills, 3 years, $27 million.
The Bills, I'm surprised the Bills are still trying to. I'm just shocked that the Bills are still active at this point. Like, hey guys,
we got something. Speaking of Bills, Cole Beasley signed to the Bills, 4 years, $29 million, $14 million guaranteed, and good luck, Cole. That's all I'll say.
Nah, like this. Get your new numbers, man, because you weren't going to get them in Dallas.
I wish it was the Patriots, because I think he would have shined there versus the Bills.
Stop. But I am not allowing that white man to get more white people on his side. White.
He needs another Edelman on his list, and Cole Beasley would have fit the bill.
I got a weird feeling that Cole's going to do really not. I got a weird feeling that he's just going to be mediocre, but I do have him having some. See, this is the thing. He's going to be the number 1 or number 2 at that place, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be weird, but I hope he can rock it. I really do, because Cole really. It's kind of funny. If you ever play Madden and you go on franchise with him, you don't keep Cole. You don't let him train him away. So I saw this. This was inevitable to me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so.
It's like this. If you got a chance to make more money, make more money. I'm serious.
Yo, did you see that meme about the Cleveland Browns? This is another Browns pick, by the way. Well, they said, who the fuck was that coach that got fired last year? Hugh Jackson. It was like, when your team fires you and you see them become the Avengers.
I know, right?
It's like, son of a bitch. This is bullshit.
Yeah, here's the sick part. Hugh Jackson would have loved to try to coach that offense too, but right? Somebody don't like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so Shelton Richardson, defensive tackle for the Browns, signed a 3-year, $39 million contract. So good on him. I guess the Browns are trying to hedge their bets on the defensive side of things.
They have to, because that's the only thing they need to build up, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So. Adrian Amos, safety for the Green Bay Packers, 4 years, $37 million. Okay.
And that's another thing. Everybody's like really excited. I'm like, y'all do realize they got a coach that is really not that good, right?
With Green Bay?
No. I'm talking about actually, I don't know Green Bay's situation too good, even though I know he's not really that good either.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you realize that their coach is a bunch of ass too.
He just gets the benefit of it out because the team turned it around. So it's like, all right. So.
We supposed to respect him. Like, we supposed to be like, yeah, man, because they got Odell. See, this is where it comes into play of like, Now you realize that you need coaching, coaching to make it.
Yeah. So, let's see. Preston Smith signed Green Bay, 52 million. God damn, 52 million. Holy shit. Um,
Saw that?
yeah, I know. I was like, damn. CJ Mosley. Get this shit, D. Linebacker. CJ Mosley for the Jets. 5 years. $85 million. $51 million guaranteed.
Wow.
I didn't think Mosley was going to leave Baltimore, but I guess this is enough for him
Look,
to leave.
I ain't not say I knew he wasn't gonna leave. I just knew he was like
$85 million, no dog.
That's a lot of goddamn money for that.
I'm just sitting there like, Jets, I hope this goes somewhere. I really hope this goes somewhere because Jesus Christ, he gets $51 million of a game. Man, I hope this is worth it for you, Jets. I really hope it is.
The Jets are trying to prove to y'all that with the help of Le'Veon Bell, and Le'Veon Bell's not going to sit back and be ungrateful where he's at, and not half-asses on football play. He's going to make his rap career go into overdrive because he's going to live in Jersey. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be around all these rappers, and he's going to think he's a rapper, and you're going to find out he's not really a good rapper because he really is not that good of a rapper.
Mm-hmm. So. Here's another one that's kind of a kick in the nuts. So, Ndamukong Suh, he's actually with the Browns.
Oh, Suh went to the Browns.
Here's why. Because the Rams decided to sign Dante Fowler Jr. instead of Suh.
I'm sorry, I would have too.
Really?
I would have.
Why? Like, just tell me why. Because it just seems like Suh would have been a better pick for the Rams to keep instead of Fowler. So, am I missing something?
Fowler's younger, and potential's there.
Okay, fair enough.
And the only other thing I can say, the reason why I would pick him, is not that I don't trust Suh. It's just that I don't know. It would have to matter how the money would look like that, and I don't know the whole details of the money deal with that.
Yeah. So. Let's see. Dante Fowler Jr. Offensive tackle Juwan James is with the Denver Broncos for 4 years, $51 million.
Wow.
That's wild. That is definitely wild. Devin Funchess, wide receiver. He's gonna be with the Colts now for 1 year, $10 million.
I'm sorry, y'all paying that nigga $10 million for 1 year?
I knew you were going to say something.
Funches done oh my God, fleecing.
Finesse,
nigga. Yo, I got to tell that the motherfucker, I got to ask, I said, now I got to ask my chat. So y'all pay this nigga $10 million for 1 year. He's going to, Mo, like, you don't think that he's worth $10 million, D? You don't think that he's worth $10 million? No, nigga, he's not worth $10 million, man.
and Mo knows he ain't worth $10 million for 1 year, but Mo's like, we gotta get these wins, baby.
Like, yo, man, he finessed the shit out of y'all, man. You sure the owner ain't doing coke no more? Like, honestly, dog, how the fuck did that happen? Funches, I'm not even trying to disrespect the nigga. I'm glad that he got his money, man. I'm glad you got your dough. 10 mil? Am I missing something? What did you do that was so magical? That was some AB shit that you are worth 10 million for 1 single year.
10 million, D, but he gets an additional 3 million in incentives. Oh man, this is hilarious. You still there?
I'm actually. Here's shut up, nigga. I am legit lost for words. Wow. I'm not mad. Like, he make his money. He made his money. Good for him. Good for him. I can't hate. I cannot hate.
So Kareem Jackson is leaving the Texans to go to the Broncos for 3 years, $33 million.
Uh-huh.
So good on him. From what I was hearing, though, the Texans were trying to move him around to different spots. I think he was trying to be a safety last season before he got injured and stuff. But I guess the Broncos needed a defensive back badly, so they just signed him and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Good on him. Adam Humphries signed to the Titans. 4 years, $36 million.
Huh, okay.
Mitch Morse, center, 4 years, $44.5 million. Here's the one, D, that's going to have you laughing. Nick Foles to the Jaguars. 4 years, $88 million, $50 million guaranteed.
Big Dick Nick! Big Dick Nick!
Bortles is gone, by the way. Bortles is gone.
So he's going to Jacksonville. Okay, real talk. This shit better.
It better work.
It better work. Yo, Nick. Show them why they call you Big Dick Nick, nigga. Shit on these dogs out there in Jacksonville. But so Bortles is gone.
Yeah, Bortles is gone. He's gone. He might get picked up. I wouldn't be surprised if Bortles ended up getting picked up by someone.
You know what? That feels like there's a team that's just out there that could want him possibly.
Arizona.
That are going through a quarterback situation where they know for a fact that nobody's going to come back there, and even though they got somebody else, they know he's not worth it. It just seems like there's a team out there with, for whatever fucking reason, this big, huge disposable amounts of money that could just get a bum like him as worse. A ton, red, racist name. I don't know, man.
I swear to you,
it just feels like Blake Bortles and Redskins would fucking work somehow.
It's destiny, D. It's destined.
It feels, and I know I'm like, hey, but Dylan, man, that's what we got Case Keenum. It ain't gonna happen for Case, okay? This is coming from a fan of Case Keenum. No, not Case. Not gonna be Case Keenum, okay? You know who you want? Blake fucking Bortles. He actually went to the playoffs, nigga. And guess what? And guess what? Much like you guys, he too was beaten by the Cowboys. No, you wouldn't want him. And I know what you're probably saying, Redskin fans. Well, yeah, the fucking Cowboys, nigga. You are 45 minutes into this podcast. Why you just now?
Here's the funny thing, D. Here's the funny thing, D. On top of that, though, right? In order for the Jags to get Foles, they literally had to pay the Eagles $2 million to buy out his final year of his contract.
So here's the thing. Nick Foles had just been handed a huge contract to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and only thing I have to say is, and for $88 million for the next 4 years, Nick, you better get them niggas. I'm just saying,
get them to the playoffs. Get them to the playoffs right now. Get them to the playoffs.
I am rooting for you more than anything else right now.
You got the wide receivers. Your defense is pretty good, not bad.
Yeah.
You can
legit.
You can get to the playoffs. Get to the playoffs 2 seasons in a row, and Jacksonville is going to feel that their investment was worth it. That's basically where they're sitting at right now. That God, $88 million. God damn, that's wild, man. That is wild. But hey,
not too.
Yeah. So Justin Coleman, cornerback for Detroit, 4 years, $36 million. Frank Gore to the Buffalo Bills. 1 year, $2 million.
Why? Frank, why are you still playing, bro? Look, dog.
I think he just did it just to get something, and I don't know what's going on with Frank Gore, to be honest with you. I don't get it. Dude's 35 years old. Like, all right, I guess, cool.
Hey, man, look, if he still feels like he still can contribute, go ahead. I remember I was telling you yesterday, man. Like a lot of these players, bro, but they've been playing football since they were little kids, man. And when you hit 30 years old, yes, your body is like, look, that's 20 something years of this trauma. I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
Your body is going to officially break down doing that. So you
Jay,
can keep it going. You're a beast. That's how I feel.
Going back to New York Jets, Jamison Crowder is signed to them for 3 years, $28.5 million, $17 million guaranteed.
I forgot Crowder was still playing.
Yeah, I do. I tend to forget he played. I used to use him on fantasy like 3 seasons ago. So there is that. Landon Collins, this is the big one. 6 years with the Washington Redskins for $84 million, $45 million guaranteed. I agree with you. This is a good get by the Skins. On top of them getting Clinton Dix.
Now, wait a minute. Did they re-sign him?
Clinton Dix is still with the Skins.
Okay. So they got him and Josh Norman. That's very smart. You have an experienced, very tough-looking secondary right there. Mm-hmm. So that's nice for the Redskins. I really meant that. I think that pick will do them really good. Now the problem is this year is going to be the offense, and I do think this is the last year we're going to see a Jay Gruden.
Yeah.
I think he is gone, man.
Former Patriot receiver Danny Amendola signed to Detroit Lions for 1 year, $4.5 million.
Modest.
Yeah, I mean, Dolphins cut him, so I guess he figured, hey, I got another shot with somebody, and Lions got him, especially after they got rid of Golden Tate. So I guess they well, no, not Golden Tate. They got rid of I think they got rid of Bruce Ellington. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they got rid of him. So good on him. So Oakland made a big trade with the Jets. So the Jets get God, I'm gonna fuck this dude's name up. Kelechi Azameli, guard, and a 2019 6th-round pick. The Raiders get a 2019 5th-round pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess this is the Raiders trying to get a lot of draft picks to bolster up the squad. So that's just one of many draft picks they got. We talked about we didn't talk about what the Steelers got out of this trade. So the Steelers in an Antonio Brown trade with the Raiders, they got a 3rd and 5th round pick for 2019.
That made me laugh.
Now I gotta ask you this. I'm seeing a lot of people do revisionist history. A lot of people are doing this shit now that they feel Dallas gave up too much for Amari Cooper now because of this trade.
No, that was the Steelers being petty, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, they just said yesterday they wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Let's make it very clear. What happened with that was them getting rid of a cancer.
Yeah.
They had to get him out because that nigga was just disgruntled. He was a disruption. The coaches couldn't get him. Ben turned his back on him. Half the players don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So they was like, we gotta get rid of him. And Rudy said yes to that shitty ass deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, 3rd round pick. I guess the Steelers like, fuck it, we got something. So it is what it is.
Get this nigga out my fucking sight. We'll take whatever you give us. Just give us something. I'll give you 2 picks. What picks? The 3rd and 5th round? Fuck it. Yeah. Come on.
So, meanwhile, another player I didn't know was still playing, Carlos Hyde signed to the Kansas City Chiefs for 1 year, $2.8 million.
I forgot I always Carlos Hyde is always like that guy that just hangs around free agency to me. So
I forgot, but also too I forget the Chiefs need a running back because Kareem Hunt and Spencer Ware ain't on the roster anymore, so you need somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Eric Weddle signed to the Rams for 2 years, $12.5 million. He was a former Minnesota Viking.
Yep.
No, Ravens. My bad. Former Ravens. I'm tripping. So here's another one. Good old Michael Bennett is going to the Patriots.
Yippee.
And the Eagles get a 2020 fifth round pick. And the Patriots also, on top of getting Michael Bennett, get a 2020 seventh round pick. So there's that. And Bennett also highlighted he is going to sit in the locker room during the national anthem. Off the rip.
Well, all right then.
It's like he made it known, like, fuck this. I'm staying in the locker room. I'm done. This is the other Browns-Giants trade. So, Browns get defensive end Olivier Vernon. Giants get Kevin Zettler.
All right.
So that's the other Browns-Giants situation and stuff. Cardinals are getting Marcus Gilbert, and the Steelers are getting a 2019 sixth round pick.
Yeah. I saw that pick right before we started, man. I was like, wow. I was like, because I thought Gilbert was going to stay. They was either going to kill. I thought he was going to stay, but I think they they're trying to free up more space, so I think they just just moved him.
Yeah. As Dee pointed out, Case Keenum is in Washington. Washington got Case Keenum, which, okay, that's funny. And they also get a 2020 seventh round pick, and the Broncos get a 2020 sixth round pick. So, and I think the Broncos have to pay him $7 million of his contract, and I think the Skins are on the hook for the other half of that. So they didn't really have to pay much to get Case Keenum in the grand scheme of things, but who knows what's going to happen after this season, after next season and stuff, if they're going to re-sign him or not. So, we'll see what happens with that one. Tyrod Taylor is a quarterback for the Chargers now.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to him backing up. It's great. It's awesome.
Part of me hope he has a happy ending.
He needs it.
He's like, go on, man. Tyrod, man. I need you to be Charlie Batching it for people, man. Come on, let's do this shit.
Defensive end Brandon Graham signed to the Philadelphia Eagles for 3 years, $40 million. Left tackle Greg Robinson signed to the Cleveland Browns, 1 year, $7 million. Trying to see. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it on all the trades and stuff so far. But yeah, everything about just really it came down to the Browns making waves and everybody joining on the Browns bandwagon and shit. And I laughed. Like, we're doing this, guys. We're really jumping on the Browns bandwagon now. Like,
what they it's not even that is the bandwagon of it all. It's just like y'all really want this thing to be I think it's like y'all see the shiny new toy.
It's like, it's like, come on, like, what are we doing here? It's funny. Now, side note on a couple things NBA wise, because I have to talk about it and stuff, obviously. So sadly, Washington ain't making the fucking playoffs, going by where this is going and stuff, even though they're 3 games back from the 8th spot.
I want to throw a brick in your ass so bad, man.
Throw a book in my ass. I can't help that the East is so shitty that Washington.
I want to throw a brick at you. You over here say, like, come on, D, you can make it, man. Like, this is not going to happen.
No. I say, unfortunately, I was like, even though they're 3 games back from the 8th spot, I don't see them making it and stuff. But what was funny is up in New York, there was a fan that got on the New York Knicks owner saying that he needs to get rid of the team and shit because, New York Knicks is just garbage. And the owner, petty as he was, decided to permanently ban that fan from ever coming to the Knicks game ever.
Man, that clip is so fucking asshole. It's like, you saw it like that. What you said to me was rude. You're like, okay, who the fuck are you? I'm the owner of this place, and what you said to me was very fucking rude. Like, yeah, get him out of here. I'm like, yo.
So apparently somebody said that to Ted Leonis and stuff, and Ted was just like, no, number one, I'm not going to get rid of Ernie, and number two, if you don't like it, why do you have season tickets? Which I'm like, Ted has a good point. I mean, like, why do you have tickets if you really hate this fucking team that goddamn much? Like,
No,
Yeah.
I think what it is, like, I think people, yeah, and that's what it is. I think people are confusing, what you call criticism with, with them thinking that, oh, we, like, we'll abandon everything and we'll never come to your games again and all that. Like, why do you come? It's. I get why people think that's a bullshit excuse, but at the same time, I understand why. It's like, why do you come here?
Yeah.
Because we gotta deal with that shit with fans of wrestling because they do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, it's like, no, nigga, because I say to you, hey yo, Ted, love you, baby, fire the fuck out of Ernie, man. And he's like, and Ted would turn around like, what you say to me? First off, you an Italian for fucking for fucking Alexandria. I ain't scared of you. Number two.
Now speaking of a Washington team, Capitals are in prime playoff hunt mode at this point.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers have been on a fucking tear. I'm like, oh shit, them motherfuckers. These motherfuckers are like, yo, we're getting back to that goddamn Stanley Cup, motherfuckers. We ain't kidding.
You know what? We'll see what happens, bro, because I really want them to make a Stanley Cup, man. I really want them to make the Stanley Cup.
If the Capitals get another Stanley Cup, this area would go fucking nuts again.
I'm like, we deserve it, though. I mean, look, let's just be real, man. What happened last year was so fucking cool. That was so fucking cool what happened, man. Because I like the way that was we were the two modes of Capitals fans where you was like, come on, D, we can make it to the Stanley Cup. We're the Capitals, rock the red. And I'm over there like, dude, second round we gone, dog.
Which, to be fair, you're right.
D, we can make it. And I do that weird thing when somebody just grab you by your face. No,
we got this. We got this, D.
We got this, D. No, we don't. Go lose.
And look, when I made that prediction, I didn't see that coming, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" Oh my god.
Nah, nigga. I was Eddie Murphy. I was Eddie Murphy on motherfucking life. Second right there when Pittsburgh won that game. See, they're gonna play us. So we next, nigga. We next. He's like when you see the Crosby running that nigga upper room. That's what they sing when you die. The upper room. Jesus. Like, yo, man, like that's exact. No, for real. I was like that. Yeah, we gotta play Pittsburgh. We next, nigga. Nigga, we next. Like, and that's like, and what happened? We beat. I'm sorry, what?
It's like, what happened?
And then the roll. So yeah, of course I want us to get there again, man. I don't know how they're gonna do it, man.
Yeah,
I'm really scared to watch. Look, like here, I tell you how arrogant of a fucking Capitals fan I am. First off, I'm only a playoff fan.
I mean, let's be real about this. That's about 75% of the Capitals fan base, to be honest with you.
Honest, yes. Let's be honest. Nobody's there when they suck. No, seriously. When we suck, nobody shows up.
I mean, and let's be real about this. If you're a DC area person that takes the Metro, you can tell because if the Caps are in playoffs and they're sucking really bad, that Metro fucking crowd is so small, it's ridiculous. It's like,
the Caps playing today.
Didn't know, but yo,
the thing that killed me was like the niggas from niggas started when they go to the playoffs, man. Of course I show you how arrogant I am. I don't watch the first round because I know we got that. Even when I know we're going to lose, I don't watch it. But I will watch like the final game where we're getting crushed by I don't know, Florida or whoever the fuck we gonna lose to that year. Yeah. But or that one year where we had to go right into Pittsburgh. I didn't watch that series because I knew that was the Caps was running face first into a fucking chainsaw, man. I didn't want to watch that shit. They got scorched, man. But anyway, so I am probably going to watch every single game this year. going into the
I mean,
playoffs.
hey, you might get.
I have watched 3 games of the Capitals, but check this out. I have heard at least 14 Capitals games on the radio.
I'm actually going to try.
No, I do keep up with the Caps. I do.
I'm actually going to try to go to a game. I'm going to try to go to a game.
I'm trying to go, man. I'm trying to go.
Last season, a couple of seasons ago, my job actually had like somebody had gave me like a free ticket to one of the games and stuff during the regular season. I went. It was actually pretty fun and stuff. So yeah, it's amazing too, because you know how like I said, Caps and the Wizards and I think Georgetown kind of sort of share. No, they don't share that court. I think Caps and Wizards, they since they share that whole thing, when you see the ice hockey rink, you realize like, yo, this rink is like actually pretty big compared to like the actual NBA court, and it's like, wow, okay,
this is a little bit extra big. Also, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Okay, I don't know why I was thinking Georgetown had their own court for some reason. That's why I stopped myself. I was like, do they have their own court? I think they do.
Georgetown do. Yeah, it's just Georgetown Mystics, Wizards, and Caps.
Mystics is another team that low key. I know we talked about how the WNBA crowds isn't much, but Mystics, shockingly, they got a very devoted fan base. I got to give them that.
Yeah, a lot of churches go to their games, which is weird because homosexuality, because there's nothing but lesbians everywhere. But that's actually another big one too. There's a lot of gay women in the DC area that love going to the games, man. And let's be really honest. And there's a lot of schools that go to the games and all the rest of that shit. But let's be really honest. Also, you do realize that DC is a baller city. We play basketball. That's our fucking in DC. That's our fucking sport. So everybody has gone to a Mystics game. Everybody has gone to a Mystics game at least once. I have been to 4. I have been to 4 of them.
Yeah, I've been to 3 during the Shamika Coleslaw era.
I was there right after homegirl that's doing it right now. I was there right before she got drafted to the team. I forgot her name, but So you know what, man. I hope the Caps really do good this year. Yeah. Baseball is about to start up.
Yeah,
and I think I'm still going to get the show. But you know what? D's going to be an asshole. I'm getting the old show. I'm getting the old show. I don't know which one I'm going to get. I think I'm going to get I did only because look, here's the thing also. I don't know which baseball game to get anyway. You know what I mean?
I mean, I already told you already that I got NHL 2019, so just because, again...
How is that, by the way?
I haven't played it yet. Like I said, I think I only bought it because, Black Excellence, homeboy on the cover. So I got to actually crack it open. Because, again, I haven't touched an NHL game since, like, the Genesis era. So, yeah.
Dude, I was, like, hawking that too, man.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing. I didn't get it, though. I was thinking about getting live because 2K, like I said, 2K shut down their server on my game. So I didn't... So I'm thinking about getting live, and because they still selling that for $20.
Yeah.
Let me say this one thing about FIFA. As much as I'm happy that the gameplay has changed, there's something I do. I play this little thing called Super Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tournament I made up by myself, and it's like a custom tournament. I do that, and then whoever wins that, I play like these leagues and all this and all that. I'm basically noticing what I'm doing. I'm doing my own franchise, except I'm making all the moves. Mm. And I'm sitting there laughing to myself because I'm a PC kid also by heart too. And I used to do that when I played Hardball 5. I used to do that all the time. I made up like 1 billion teams and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm used to doing stuff like that. But it was like, why am I doing it?
Yeah, I mailed off something at the post office. Keep this in mind. Yeah, hold on for a minute.
All right.
Always keep a few.
What was I doing again?
FIFA.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, so basically what it is, I like I said, play Super Cup. I do this thing called Super Cup. I make up my own little tournament. I do this, and I do the tournament, and then go for the tournament. I make up the leagues and all the rest of that shit. And it's like this big league. I do like every team and all the rest of that shit. And I'm doing all the moves by myself. And like I said, I'm a PC kid. I used to do that all the time playing on Hardball 5. I used to do that all the time playing on. I had another game. I did that too. I forgot. It was like some basketball game or whatever. Yeah. But it's like, D, you pretty much doing franchise by yourself without doing no contracts and all that shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And why won't you just play franchise? Hey, Chris. The reason why I hate, I don't hate FIFA. I don't hate the game. I hate EA is because that they dump everything into Ultimate Team.
Shit.
And they do that for Madden. They do that for Madden too. Hold on, 2K does the same thing. That's not fake. They do the same thing too. And they dump all their resources into the live service of the game, where you have to get a pack, and you had to get all these packs and got to collect more. You can dump your money into so you can get better stuff.
Yeah.
So you get edge and all the rest of that shit, and then it becomes the fucking lotto again. You know what I mean? and EA dumps everything into that, and because of that, I have noticed a lot of British YouTubers and a couple Americans, but still, talking about FIFA, and they all saying the same thing. Oh, hey, how you doing, mate? I'm playing FIFA 07 because their franchise mode was so good, and they showed the franchise mode. I was like, over there, I'm sitting there like, oh my god. And Errol almost said the same thing. I know what you're thinking. Yeah. FIFA 19 had what? None of this? Are you fucking kidding me? This is like this is 2008, mate. This is 2008. What the fuck has changed? They stripped a lot of shit out of franchise, to the point where I don't want to even play it, and I didn't even fucking notice it. And I'm like, yo, dude, you can just play career mode. Fuck no, I ain't playing that. Yeah. Why would you play that Journey? I do want to play the Journey. I just don't like playing it. It's like, when I play the whole Journey part, it feels like EA is going to say at the end of that thing, you want to see the end, $5, nigga. I know, right? Like this is gonna happen.
Get you by the damn balls out here and shit.
EA kills me, man. I'm so sick of that shit, bro. Oh, I do that with 2K. They don't do it in 2K. All in 2K18 begs to differ.
But anyways, folks, I guess that's it for our hour-long sports show. That was great. That was awesome. Yeah. So I guess we'll see when we talk about the NCAA tournament and actually see who is in and who is out. And me and D lamenting on the fact that Maryland's going to probably get bounced at the first round because they're fucking Maryland. That's why.
How the fuck y'all lose to Nebraska, though, man?
Because it's the Terps. Gary Williams did not fucking die on the cross for you guys to do that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Gary Williams did not come out of his motherfucking tequila coma just to see get you rolled on by the fucking corn husk. Fuck that shit. Yo, why do y'all do this floaty shit, man?
They're like the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NCAA. You play down to your opponents that you don't need to be playing down to.
It's like a big group of teams that do that shit, man. Yeah. That should be thinking of something. I hope Wichita State beats ECU tonight.
Georgetown getting smacked up by fucking Seton Hall.
Well, I knew it, but Seton Hall is nice this year, man.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's just I didn't expect it to be nice. I didn't think it was going to be a 55-28 shellacking though.
I'm sorry, though. What?
55-28 at halftime. I didn't expect that. I was like, well, that's something.
Oh my god, nigga.
But it could be worse. It could be worse, D. They could be Mississippi State and Texas A&M, and Mississippi State whooping their ass 67-39. So
Uh huh.
You
I
know.
know. I know what's the face. I gotta find the score real quick, bruh.
Yeah, North Carolina beat Louisville, so you know.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew about that. I already knew about that.
But anyways,
Uh,
we're
hold on,
at
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta see it. I gotta see who won earlier. Well, everybody in the DC area, rejoice, rejoice! Howard University has beat Bethune Cookman.
we're doing this.
Right. They beat them 80-71. Good for them, man. So Howard is gonna then play Norfolk State. And I know North Carolina Central and North Carolina A&T, they're both playing each other. And I'm going for my sister. I'm going for my baby sister's alma mater. Let's go Eagles. Let's get them niggas, man. Get the Aggies. Fuck North Carolina A&T, man. Howard,
Right.
I hope Howard wins. I hope Howard wins,
Yeah,
man.
hopefully we'll see. They need a win.
Man. But you know where wins it? They get the automatic bid to the big dance, man.
Yeah.
So I hope it's Central, and I hope it's Central. I hope it's Howard.
Yeah. Live in the DMV, or live near any sort of Paramount, Kings Dominion, Kings Island. Back in like the '90s, right around the time this movie dropped, they had a Days of Thunder ride, which wasn't really based. I think it was based on literally the last race of the fucking movie, and they had these little fucking chairs that literally was just rocking, based on the fucking movements of you basically being Tom Cruise's car in the whole simulator stuff. It was wild as hell, and that's kind of what made me appeal to me as a kid, but also on top of, if you're a kid, you collected Hot Wheels cars, and if you went to Hardee's, you basically were begging your parents to go take you to Hardee's, because Hardee's, I actually had all the fucking Days of Thunder cars.
Now, which one were they? I noticed the mellow yellow one.
Mellow yellow one, the one that Michael Rooker drove at the beginning, the one that Cole.
Now, what was that?
I think it was shit. I'm about to say Texaco. I think Texaco. Was that it?
No, it was Exxon. What it was Exxon?
Yeah, it was Exxon, the black one. The black one's Exxon, and then the one Cole had, which was the red and white one, and then the Hardee's one.
Super Flow.
Yeah,
Super Flow. And I did not look up if the Super Flow car actually existed. I did not look that up. I like Super.
Hold on, I gotta see.
That feels like that's fake. You know, but it feels like they got taken over in 1994. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the Hardee's one too, man. And it made me laugh when I think about it now. Because I never watched the movie, I don't even know about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's absolutely what everybody says it is. It's Top Gun, but with race cars.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point
that
this.
NASCAR.
I mean, this is how '90s it is. Yeah, where you say he was from? California, that Yankee. Well, he's not really a Yankee. You see, he's it's like
he's from California. From California, you're not a Yankee. Oh, yo! Speaking of which, I just want to say, like two things. Number one, I am upset that Dale Earnhardt's car got a longer cameo than he did. Second,
Yeah.
I also want to say that as soon as I thought that, the announcer on the fucking radio when Harry was driving through the farm said a racer wrecked and died. I was like, holy shit.
real tears.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. The thing that made me laugh was when I saw Richard Petty. I'm like, there's Richard Petty. The first thing they showed was Michael Rooker knocking this nigga out. And there go Richard Petty's car. I'm like, thanks for showing up, Richard. Here's your fucking buddy.
Here's your check, Rich.
Yo, and I like how the fucking American setup of Cold Trickle, like fucking Eagle Rock, California.
Boom. Boom.
Harley, the background music, all I hear is proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
All right, you want to know something funny, y'all? You want to know something funny? That's exactly how I saw Tom Brady go into the Patriots practice the first time he played for them.
Yo, also Tom Cruise's, like, whatever, the visual angles they tried to use to make Tom Cruise look tall were fucking horrible.
They were great in this movie, weren't they?
You can tell. Oh yeah, he's standing off angle. Oh yeah, that guy's leaning back. They tried to make him look taller with Harry in the fucking van. This nigga was just laying down, sprawled across the van. I was like, you can't be fucking serious right now.
Like, Tom, who you trying to fool? Who you trying to fool, Tom?
No, here's the
You
thing.
know you like 5'2", nigga. You and T.I. the same height.
Yeah,
You and T.I. the same
y'all want to admit shit.
I mean, fucking, what's his face? Dude from Step Brothers. He's in it. Young dude, by the way. Was it
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. He's in it, and it's funny how, like, at one point, they're in the car after Cole won his first race. He's like, "Oh man, you see that crash? That's Cole. He goes to the metal, but my daddy, he died last year in a car crash." I'm like, this is supposed to be a serious moment, like.
And then you find out that his dad was the one that they were talking about when in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
When he said that, I was like, tone whiplash. Jesus.
Wait a minute. And so my thing is,
you don't really notice John C. Reilly until they build in the fucking car.
No, I think you notice him as soon as
it was at
Tom
the-
Cruise comes in.
Yeah, when Tom comes
Like
in.
right after the race, right after
No,
Tom Cruise lapped.
I said you fucking notice him. Like,
Yeah, you did, because right after he hit his first lap, he comes. That's the first person that comes to Tom Cruise
first person
car.
you
Like,
see after Tom comes in after the race, after
you're
the
right,
circuit.
you're right. He did shake hands with
The
Tom.
reason why I know that, the only reason why I know that is because I'm not a nerd of fucking NASCAR at all, but I do know the procedure when you want to get somebody out your fucking car. He took off the net and he was taking off the fucking steering wheel. When I saw that, I don't know why, but that clicked in my head like, oh yeah, that's how you're supposed to get these guys out the race car. And then I thought to myself, hey, John C. Reilly. It's like, great you're in this movie, man.
Got it. John C. Reilly could play a serious role.
I think we need to mention this one thing, and this is where Dee becomes a critic. I seen where it said story by whomever and Tom Cruise, and I said to myself, fuck this movie.
Is this the movie where it was him and Nicole Kidman a thing already, or was this like the beginning
I
of
think
it?
it was after this movie. I think
It was after
I
this
think
movie.
It was after this movie. Now, here's the funny thing about that. Now, I say that because every time Tom Cruise helps write, fuck it, he helps direct the movie too. We're not stupid.
Circle
Tom
jerking
Cruise-
like shit.
Yeah. And the thing about Tom Cruise is not only does he's like Prince, he doesn't want to be shot down so he looks like he's a midget that he is. But the other thing is he always wants himself to look perfect. Like perfect for whatever reason. Like, no, at this point I look like a badass. like you can tell it's Tom just stroking himself. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, here we go. Miss Kidman, 3 questions. First, how did it feel being a key member of a hospital with absolutely no character depth? Second, did Tom Cruise wants to have titties out? And third, how is it that you managed to have sex with a midget and nobody realized it was a midget, even though you were a full head above him when y'all two kissed?
Also, Miss Kidman, I just got a question. So, does it feel like a baby's mouth, or does it feel like, ew, the neighbor kid came over? Like is it like a child's mouth? Is what I'm trying to say.
Two bonus questions, Miss Kidman. Number 1, how did it feel when he smiled in your face and you noticed that his teeth don't exactly sit symmetrically in his face? Number 2, how did it feel for 20 years?
Also, I got a question. Do you know
Number
what
3,
Scientology?
how's that
No.
accent?
Also, Miss Kidman, got a good question here. Do you know what Scientology is? Don't worry. In a year and a half, you'll know.
You know what's the highlight.
Question. You sound Australian. How the fuck did you end up in Daytona?
I will say this though.
way.
The highlight of this movie to me, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree, is the rivalry for like a smooth 20 minutes between Michael Rooker and fucking Tom Cruise's characters, to the point to where they literally, to squash their beef, they're racing in rental cars. One is a Monte Carlo and one is a fucking Ford Taurus. And they fucked them cars up.
Now this is where he becomes a bit of a geek. Where Dee
doesn't seem like the 90s. I don't know what the fuck does.
Hold up. This is where Dee becomes a geek. First off, who was in the Monte Carlo? That was on fucking Rucker, right?
Yeah.
That was Tom Cruise because he drives Chevy.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. You should have been burning that nigga, man. You let that nigga catch you in a Taurus. Oh, whatever. They were rental cars, so they weren't.
He said I can do anything in a car, but it's just the drivers.
I mean, look, it's true. But, and I know that was like, that had to be like the early 90s.
This is how you know it's 1990? Tom Cruise's car was a fucking Chevy Lumina.
The Lumina cars, man. The Luminas stayed in racing for a good minute before they went to Taurus. Is it the Corolla or is it the Camry on Denzel?
It is the Camry.
Oh, it's the Camry.
Yeah.
Dodge has a car, right? Dodge has a car there, don't they?
I believe so.
Yeah, Dodge has a car. It's Dodge, Ford, Toyota, and Chevy.
And Chevy. I feel like there's one more. I don't know, whatever. But it is interesting to see all those, like, it's like just it's really just more on not the body style of the car, but I think it's just the base engine, but then they make it into a race car. Yet it's still the Camry. I'm like, how?
Yeah. Oh, also,
that shit must be. I'm like, a regular Camry after 500 miles is only halfway done with gas. That shit must be like.
mean, I'm saying, man.
I mean, did you love how racist they were about the Japanese? Like, them goddamn Japs.
So it was so funny.
Japanese inspection.
It was so funny. I just asked myself this question. I was like, okay, now I'm already implying that Duvall off camera, his character is racist. I need Randy Quaid to be racist, but I needed to be open. No. I was like, no. I'm sorry, I got it all wrong. When I saw Fred Thompson, I was like, yep. He's going to say something racist. And I wonder, when will he see those damn Japs? It didn't take you 2 sentences.
No, I said this offline. I was like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, real fucking quick, hey, as white privilege as Robert Duvall was, if he'd have seen that rental car race, he'd have been proud. Also, I'm dropping the hammer is my new sex phrase. I'm saying that shit from now on.
I'm dropping the hammer.
I'll say this. You know what's wild?
I'm dropping the hammer. No.
Jesus.
I'm done with y'all. Look, anyway.
He gonna say that shit tonight.
Somebody will know. Anyway, it's at one point where I really thought Michael Rooker's character was going to have some type of redemption as far as being on a racetrack. But then they just straight up gave him CTE, and I was like, "Yo,
yeah, he had to get a blood clot in his brain taken care of."
I like the swerve though, because it went from this is gonna be the rival. Wait, nigga, how you end up the best friend? What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, also, guys, were you like me when Tom Cruise lost his fucking cool because Carrie Elways was styling on that nigga in the Hardee's jump, and it was the ugliest Hardee's logo. And I'm just going, that's just deep. Anyway, but he was winning. He was going around the track, and Tom Cruise is in the fucking pit. He says, "Get me back on the road, dude. The race is over. Get me back on the fucking road."
I was like, you petty.
Yo, This nigga gets out the pit and T-bones this nigga. I was sitting there suspended indefinitely. Everything. I was like this. whatever happens to his character from this point on is science fiction because NASCAR would have kicked that nigga out for life doing that shit, man.
Oh yeah.
But hold on.
Should be gone.
Hold on. It's the early 90s, so 5 years.
Yeah, early 90s where they didn't have any protection in the seats with those crashes.
Yep.
Fucking.
Oh, the shit out my nigga though, man.
He T-boned him. Hold the A1 hot sauce.
Like, fucking Stuart Scott. Yes, Stuart Scott. I said it. Stuart Scott would have been like, it's just adrenaline out there. Men being men.
I mean, adrenaline is one thing. I mean,
dude, can you imagine that happening in NASCAR today? That would be hilarious. Tony Stewart did some fucking fucked up shit, but they never really fully suspended this nigga. So I can understand why an act like that would get kicked out of any sport. But
dude,
to me, the reason why
if Kurt Busch was to do some stuff like that right now, if Kurt Busch was to do some stuff like that right now, Kurt would have been done. Mm-hmm. He would have been done.
Doug Martin, by the way, he was in this movie. If it was Doug Martin that did that shit, they were like, God damn it, Doug. This is we gotta get you out of here. You can't come back, Doug.
You know what's funny? You were talking about cameos and stuff. Is it sad that this movie didn't take advantage of like NASCAR cameos compared to something like, say, fucking Cars, where it had like every fucking NASCAR cameo under the moon?
Fucking interviews.
Huh?
They only had one thing in
interviews and shit.
Yeah. I don't get it, honestly.
It feels like a missed opportunity of having something being a little bit bigger and layered for the story, just for the story's sake, because it feels like you really could have had a lot of more experience. Come on, Space Jam did a better job than this.
I got you. You ready?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so it's kind of like Food Fight when they blew the Mr. Clean joke in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, shit.
I don't think it's that bad. But I don't think it's that bad. At least they showed up. And I think you had to have that backdrop. You know what? A movie now, because this was so focused on the story, you wouldn't have a lot of that anyway. But I think a movie now would try to include that in there and also create like the atmosphere they had of NASCAR in this movie was okay. It was pretty good. I think a movie now would do it better. You know what I mean? I just feel a movie now would do a lot better because this was kind of cheesy. Also, come on, this is a cheesy movie. We all knew where this is going. Where this movie was going.
The last time we got
can we talk about how close they should have been to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and the fact that they was probably on the fucking Mallard Creek side of Charlotte?
I know, right?
Because it was just one barn off in the distance, and I used to live in Charlotte, and I was like, no, nigga, no, that's not right at all.
That's what I was saying. I just know when you see a farmhouse in Charlotte, North Carolina, real talk, the second I saw that, I paused it. I like, Ann, you see this? She's like, yeah, Ann. I'm like, you ain't from Carolina. Fuck you.
I mean, that's the Hollywood's way of like.
The first thing that hopped out my mouth. Fuck you. God. Charlotte is not the bumfuck country. Get out my face, nigga.
Until a couple years ago, was the fastest growing city in the nation. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Even in that time in the 80s, Ric Flair in the outskirts of Charlotte was running through the projects. Come on, man. I'm sorry, not Ric Flair, because Rick didn't go to the hood like that. Dusty Rhodes. Well,
can you imagine Dusty Rhodes at a high school in East Charlotte doing a speaking engagement?
Now I want to talk to you young children right now, if you will.
That's who should have been in here. It should have been like Dusty Rhodes. Actually, you know what?
One nigga in the gym. Nigga, it's Dusty Rhodes.
Now let's talk about this.
What? I'm actually shocked. Hey, Chris, I'm actually shocked that Dusty wasn't in this movie. Like, even in the background, like, yeah, I love race cars, daddy. I like all the run around here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And the part of the crew, like, these tires is busted, daddy.
I'm telling you, you can't go around down that way, boy. That would have been interesting.
You're going to have hard times if you don't come into the pit, boy. You're going to have hard times if you don't come into the pit.
It's actually amazing that Terry Funk has showed up in more movies than Dusty Rhodes. That's amazing.
Terry Funk, didn't he show up in the action movie? He was in Action Jackson.
Terry Funk was not in Jackson.
Yes, he was. He was one of the grunts.
We didn't even mention that, nigga. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
He was in that Stallone movie, Over the Top. He was in Over the Top.
He won? No.
Also, oh, go ahead.
What'd you say, DK? What'd you say?
No, it was like not the fucking arm wrestling one. Turn the hat around.
Yeah, he was in that movie. Stallone fucking speared the shit out of this nigga though, man. God, what other movie? He was actually in the short-lived TV show Tequila and Bonetti, which was a detective with his dog, and the dog talked in the third person. Like he was like, "Hey, Tequila, come on, hey brother, I'm following you. I'm not bullshitting you. That was a show." Mariska Hargitay. But anyway.
What's the name of the shit?
Huh?
What's the name of the show again?
Tequila and Bonetti. Bonetti was a cop. Bonetti was a cop. Tequila was his Rottweiler. His Rottweiler dog that helped him as, he was a dog on the police force. It's funny, and then it gets real dark out of nowhere. And then it lasts only like 12 episodes. That's all it needed. Anyway.
Now, can we talk? Let me say this though. For all the stuff we're doing and stuff, what did y'all guys think of the actual races themselves, the way they showed it and stuff?
That part where they went through the smoke scared me.
Oh,
and it scared. Mm-hmm. And it scared me because if you're really you know how fucking dangerous it is to be in NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people fucking die.
Especially on a T-bone.
Yeah,
and to go through that smoke and go and just crash right into one of your fellow races.
That's why you hear that's why if you watch and listen, you listen on the headsets when you're watching the race on TV. You hear the pit guys talking about whenever you see like big smoke, they always say, go low, go low, go low, or go high, because they see the direction where the smoke is going, and they tell the racer, "Yo, get away from there, because if you in there, you on your own."
Yeah, they did, and also they did a good job of capturing how a racer would lose their nerve after a big fucking accident like that.
Hell yeah. And then even when he went through the smoke the second time, I love that scene. I don't know why. In these cheesy movies, they always got scenes like that where he had to go through the smoke. He's like, "Come on, trust me, just go on straight through. You'll be fine." And guess what? He went through. He was fine. Like, whoa, I'm good. And he was great for the rest of the race. That was like, I like that shit. I like that.
So, can we talk about? Yeah. So I just want to do something real quick. I want to just list off the fucking tropes, the sports movie tropes.
Hans Zimmer music, number one.
Yo, Hans Zimmer music, number one. Number two, Eagle Rock, California, someplace super American sounding. 3, a relative unknown. 4, his name sounded like it came out of an American hero name generator, Cold fucking Trickle.
That is now here's the thing to get me. He's from California. Now, yes, there's country in California, and that whole thing when he said, "Is he a Yankee?" And I said, and again, D again, fuck you. You from Charlotte, nigga. It ain't that down south. but when I heard Trickle, I was like, this nigga is from Mississippi, California. What?
Clearly, they know something I don't.
So, wait, I got more. I got more. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So they got the rival with the ridiculous nickname, Rowdy.
Yep. Rowdy.
The veteran roughing up the rookie. The coach talking to the ball when Harry's building the fucking truck.
Hold on, this one. You two gotta learn how to trust one another.
Yes, you two gotta learn how to trust one another. The heated row was becoming best friends.
The owner doing something backhanded.
Oh, yeah, basically, like,
basically, the commissioner getting involved.
Oh, the heroes having to do something desperate to prove that they don't need the fucking owner and shit. You know, that kind of thing.
The heroes having to do something desperate. The horrible accident that the hero has to come back from.
Yep. Hold on. D is and this is where D is so 50-50 with this writing, where the girl inspires him to come back. I'm so 50-50 because that falls on good writing. There are some instances where the girl backs up the man, and it's so beautiful, and it works. And then there's, look, fuck him, say, hey, all you gotta do is believe in yourself, and he wins. That's all you need to do.
I call that fairy tale logic. But okay, so
then he's like, oh, no, and when you see that, oh, he just needs a pussy.
Clearly.
Wait, speaking of which, that was my next trope. The one where they're in bed and the man explains his passion to the woman, and it makes her so passionate that they want to have sex. And he was like, speed. I like to control something that's out of control. And then she said, show me. And in my head, I went, and then he came faster than he ever came before. And it's the fastest thing she's ever seen since.
That's 30 seconds of her life.
That's 30 seconds.
3 to 5.
Oh wait, Katie. Oh, or not my Katie. What was his second second wife name?
I can't fucking remember. Hold
Katie
on.
Holmes?
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes, yeah. Oh wait, Katie Holmes called every fucking day.
Well, that's because he's a bottom, not a top.
Ooh, shit.
Hey,
You know what?
Yes, get it. Another Tom Cruise is secretly gay joke. Rack him up. Rack him up.
That's a trope. also, and of course, the big race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Chip game.
I was like, yo, man, Cars. I was like, yo, this same shit happened in Cars, nigga.
Desperation. What?
Oh my god, man. You know what though? I will say this though. It's. Let me ask you this though. When do you think Hollywood is going to remake this movie or do a variation of this movie again? Because they've had racing movies like Driven and fucking and Rush, which Rush was actually pretty good because it was based on a true story, but like done in a way that's not. Because the one thing I hate about Driven is I like kart racing, but I hated the fact that they tried to do this whole Sylvester Stallone's character gets into his mode where he's hyper focused and shit, and I was like, "This is stupid. Can I just see the kart race?"
It's really hard. I think
to be honest, Hudson Flow was the same way.
You need to. I think when it comes to racing in general, having a movie or any type of medium, you're going to have to. It has to be intense. It has to be where the story has to be good, actually, because I think we're so used to these regular stories of the old gruff, the young guy and shit. We're so used to that shit. There needs to be something different. I think the reason why a lot of people that like racing shit like that really gravitate toward fucking Initial D and fucking Wangan and all the rest of that shit from Japan, because they actually put motherfucking story in it. Stupid,
predictable as hell, but yeah.
But it's different. The way they show their action is unique, especially in motherfucking Initial D. Mm-hmm. Wangan is the same way too. Max Toon does the same fucking thing. The same old. Oh my goodness, he's passing me. He must be the Phoenix or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh. Yo, I almost forgot something that I did fucking want to mention, and it's just like an observation as a Miami native. Tom Cruise was not from Eagle Rock, or at least his father was not from Eagle Rock. He was from Miami, and he was from Miami because he was a scammer and he sold stolen boats.
I mean, it was subtle on why he left, because Robert Duvall was like, "Man, you didn't quit, you got fired." And I'm like, "Oh shit, all right."
Mm-hmm. And then when he said he was a con artist and he sold stolen boats, I was like, "That nigga's a scammer. He is from Miami. He gotta be." Scam is in his blood.
or, and this is true too. Hate me, y'all. Baltimore. Okay, hate me if y'all want to. You know your city. Know your city, niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I just got here, so I'm gonna take your word for that.
So I think
almost a year.
I think if there's anything else I want to say, I didn't think it was going to end like that. I did like the scene where Randy Quaid told his pit crew to help Tom Cruise get back out there.
That was like, oh, team unity, huh? That's where we're at.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. But
he's so brave. I'm gonna have my last redemption act. Shut the fuck up.
You already know after the cameras went off, it was like as soon as after this movie went off, the characters were like, so you helped us, right? You do realize this doesn't mean we're cool, right? You do know that, right?
All right, Denzel, you probably know this better. So if Joe Gibbs has two different cars, are they both on the same team or are they separate?
Yeah, but he said he started two different teams.
Oh, he started two different teams.
Oh, they weren't on the same team. They started out on the same team, driving the same car because he was his replacement. Mm-hmm. Which I was like, it's a dick move because Russ probably been studying how Cole drives. So him fucking like that is the most cerebral shit I've ever seen in a sports movie.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how it actually goes down. So like you said, Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs has, I'll say, 4 drivers under the Joe Gibbs Racing Management team. So he has 4 drivers. Hendricks, which is where Jeff Gordon was racing for, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, and Dale Jr., they're under that umbrella. Same thing with Tony Stewart. I think Tony Stewart has a company right now, and he has 4 drivers. So each owner has 4 cars, and each car has their own team. But the guy in the movie, he pretty much said, you know what, you guys aren't going to be teammates after he gave Homeboy the Hardys deal. He pretty much said, you know what, pretty much gave Tom the one bird salute and said, you know what, screw you, I'm going over here with this guy. I'm going where the money
is. What I just thought about? That was even more underhanded than they made it seem because, all right, at the beginning of the movie, Cole drives Rowdy's car, right? Mm-hmm. On the lap. Mm-hmm. Russ drove for Cole while Cole was out. Yep. How did Tim have him audition?
That's a good point.
Same fucking way.
Yeah.
So, way more underhanded.
This is true. I mean, it is kind of crazy. Like, how did he find him so quick? I just like how he Tom. Like, I felt like
even when. So you mean to tell me that even when Cole was still out there, he was looking for somebody else. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's pretty much what he did.
Insurance policy.
Because
that's awesome.
He probably, because I don't know, because they didn't talk about it in this movie, but I know what they do in NASCAR right now is that Sunday, so I'll just say, for example, because I'm going to Dover in May, on May 5th, for the race on Sunday, on May 5th. So they'll have the main race.
Over.
So they'll have the main race on Sunday, which is like the big NASCAR. But then I'll say they have like the G League, I'll say, of the racers on Saturday. So
I know what you're talking about, the division.
Yeah, the division. So they'll have like the junior division on Saturday. He was probably one of the dudes that was coming from the junior division or so, and was like, you know what, I like you. Yeah. But of course they don't mention where he found the guy. So it was like, I just picked him up from the street.
Yeah, he was just like, this is Russ Wheeler, he's gonna be driving for you. Like,
yeah, they just kind of left that up to like sports, like
like NASCAR heads.
Right. To be honest, if you really want to compare Days of Thunder overall to something when it comes to something like that, Rocky V. Not the whole movie, but the dynamic between Russ.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
Was Tommy Gunn and Rocky Balboa.
True. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so the thing. You know what was crazy is like at one point before Russ, that's the Carol's character. like Cole's on the phone trying to track down Dr. Chick and stuff, and I like how like Russ is looking at him like, yeah, you know I'm your replacement, right? Did you pay attention? Okay, guess not. Whatever. Fuck you do then.
Right?
And Carrie Ells knows how to play those dickish guys. I gotta give him credit for that.
My thing is how you got finessed by Robin Hood. Actually, no. I did not know that you was gonna get finessed as soon as Robin Hood showed up. Like, even in real life, like after the scene ended, I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise gave that squinting Mission Impossible face to Carrie Elwes. Like, I know why you here, nigga.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
What, like he cursed his career?
if you do right by me,
Do you die?
Must have finally did right by him.
Right by.
That
No, it was like until you accept that my way.
That's what his inner Scientology.
Your teeth.
I was gonna say it until you stop making fun of my teeth, which are normal.
oh my god.
But yeah,
man.
did you guys also catch the when Tom and Nicole's character was hanging out with Michael Rooker and his wife or girlfriend or so, and they was introducing to Jenny, and the girl who was playing Jenny, instead of saying Tom's character's name, she actually said Tom. If you listen closely, she says, "Hi, Tom," and he's like, "Oh, hi, Jenny."
I know, right? It's like, oh, she was really starstruck, wasn't she?
She was like legit starstruck.
That's the 5th time that this shit has happened. We're just gonna fucking leave it.
Yeah, like at first when I watched it, I was watching it, and all of a sudden I was like, "Wait, did she just say Tom?" Of course, I'm
Tom,
playing it back, and it was like, "Hi, Tom." I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, she said
Tom
it."
gives her the smirk of thanks for noticing me. You know, it's amazing. Did you know there was a video game for this damn game, for this movie? They came out on the NES.
What?
Yeah, it came out on NES.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but like I said, I just remember.
I was trying to find it. I didn't even get to see no footage of it.
I mean, I just
I'm
like
surprised
I
I haven't seen a cartridge for it at RetroCon, CJ.
I am shocked.
But you know what we have seen? We saw the Hunt for Red October game for Game Boy.
Man,
it's funny. It's funny that you say that, Denzel. What inspired me for us to do this was when we went to RetroCon this past October, and I was laughing really, really hard about it this time because, like all through last year, I was getting references of "Do it, D, do it," and then I was like, "Ugh." I was like, one day I was drinking Mellow Yellow. I was like, "Ugh." I remember Mellow Yellow when he used to have that old thing, "Days of Thunder," ha ha ha. You know, I had a lot of that happening last year. Yeah, I just really did. So when we went over to the RetroCon, you know, it was a whole bunch of old dusty ass toys, but we was just walking through it, and then boom,
the car.
Me and Chris died laughing. If I had $15 to burn, I would have got them. Just because that is nostalgic to me as hell, man. But I was like, I'm definitely going to do Days of Thunder as soon as possible, and boom, here we are.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny? We talk about this movie and stuff. It reminded me now. I don't know if any of you guys seen some of these other movies. Like, you remember that movie, and y'all probably seen the DVD. Was it Motocross the movie or some shit like that, where it was about motocross racing and shit?
Not to say motocross.
Yeah, motocross. That movie was trying to be. Yeah, that movie was trying to be.
But the kid thought he was gay, and nobody batted an eye at that shit.
Dude,
in 2000.
Dude, yeah, and the thing was weird was I was watching the movie. It's like, this movie wants to be Days of Thunder for motocross so bad, but it's not really. It can't. No, you're not doing this movie. You're trying to, but you can't do it.
I think it's kind of funny. I think if you're going to do a movie like Days of Thunder now, you got to go all in. You got to make it.
Gotta be real about this. I want to see a black version of this. I mean, I'll be real
I
about
want to see
this.
the black version of this. It has to be on some CW shit. You go for
Or
it.
we do,
CW.
or if you really want to piss off the white peoples and stuff, you got to make it like a very like diverse Days of Thunder with no like one white person because it's NASCAR, so you got to have the racist white owner in it and stuff. So you have to have like a Hispanic driver, a black driver, a mixed black Hispanic driver, an Asian driver. Even though that's you got to go nuts with
Why
it.
you trying to rock the boat, my nigga? You know these crackers ain't gonna like that.
There's gonna be a bunch of white critics like this movie was so unrealistic. All this diversity is amazing.
You know what? I think, like I said, I think you could do a movie like this again. I don't think it's going to be made anytime soon. You know, I don't think nobody needs to wait on it like soon. It's going to happen soon or something. Eventually, we'll get one, and then it could be me.
What you mean? It was like 3 motorcycle movies that just had this exact same script.
I know, right?
It's so easy to do.
Yo, you know what? If you want to, if I was,
what was the one with the black biker club?
Oh, Biker Boys.
Like
Biker Boys.
Biker Boys. Biker
Lawrence
Boys, the
Fishburne.
exact same script.
It's
Lawrence
kinda,
Fishburne, Chris Rock, or Kid Rock.
No, Biker Boys. That was wasn't that dude from Antoine Fisher?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Antoine Fisher, Kid Rock was the token white guy.
I don't remember Kid Rock being in it.
yeah, he was
Kid
in it.
Rock
He was
was
at
in
the
that
beginning.
movie.
He was the one that gave him the bike to defeat Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
Oh.
It was
yeah, because he's the one that broke Antoine Fisher's bike in their race.
Mm-mm.
I mean, yeah, you know what though? If I was really somebody in Hollywood, okay, you did NASCAR, you did motocross, right? Fuck it. Do a fucking movie about rivalries and like the monster truck races and shit. That'll get you in.
The Jam.
Boy, that would be
Gravedigger is retiring. Who's gonna fill for that spot?
Look, I just imagine. I gotta be honest with you. Everybody that does monster trucks and like, look, no offense to anybody on this, but I think anybody that wants to be a groupie for a monster truck dude is like, wow, really? Really? That's kind of low end.
I mean, it's low on the total pole, at least. I mean,
Damn it, the monster trucks are here. Okay, and
Oh, no, wait. Dad, the monster trucks are here. Is Gravedigger going to be there?
I know, right?
We're not going.
Bigfoot gonna be there.
Hey, son, I got tickets to the monster truck rally. Is Bigfoot? No. Give him away.
Waste the money. I heard they're bringing back Gravedigger. What? Round them all up. We tailgating, baby.
And
You don't hear Bigfoot. The kid just walks up to you, grabs the tickets, tears them in half, and walks away.
No, check this out. It'll be on TV. And the return of the Gravedigger. Return of Gravedigger. Tickets on sale now.
Sunday.
Tickets on sale now. Kids get in for $10.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Gravedigger.
Like, this is a big, that's just a big ass circus. That's really what that is.
That is.
Loud ass circus. That's all it is. And I gotta think to myself, man, like, I hope they got like a really good BMX. Like, I mean, a motocross sideshow, man. I hope they do. I'm just being real. I hope that's a full show. You know what I mean? I haven't been to one of them in years, man.
Oh man, Monster Jam.
I don't evil.
And as someone who has been who's gone to NASCAR races, I will say this: to the people that go to NASCAR races and don't wear the headphones, I hope y'all lose your hearing. And y'all ain't shit for doing that to your children just as well. Because I have gone to so many races and I got my headphones on. I got the earplugs and the headphones on to muffle it. But I look and there are people, legit people, that got no headphones, no earplugs or nothing. And they're just walking around with their drinking beers, or they got the little kid that don't even have got the headphones, but they don't got them on. And they're just like, it's all right, man. You don't have to put them on. Are you trying to make your 4-year-old lose hearing? Apparently so, boy.
Then they find out why the kid lost hearing and stuff. I don't know what happened, Doc. You know, 1 minute we
You
go.
know what? I don't know what happened. You know what, little Timmy, just hard of hearing, Doc. Now what could call it?
We love NASCAR, and like he loves to hear the races, and we just want him to go to NASCAR. Well, that's the reason why, numbnuts. You haven't put on the headphones. No, well that's why little Timmy can't hear the race cars anymore.
There you go.
Do you want him to be a liberal fruitcake? Like
a liberal fruitcake.
Like this. Sir, I don't understand what that has to do with anything about his political view or his sexuality. Look, anyway.
Hey, you know what's wild? We're talking about like another NASCAR movie and stuff. I actually love Talladega Nights. That actually shows some races. Those are fun.
Talladega Nights is the quintessential NASCAR movie. I'm sorry.
Dear pound 7-ounce baby.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Put that evil on me, Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me. Help me, baby Jesus. Help me, Tom Cruise.
See you down there.
I'm on fire.
I know. I started something. I'm my bad.
No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing because I'm thinking that we should do that in the coming future. I really like that idea.
I will let you go, Ricky Bobby, if you say that crepes are good. Ricky, don't say it. Don't say it. What the heck are crepes? They're pretty much smaller pancakes. Pancakes? Well, I like me some pancakes.
It's like, I'll break your arm if you don't say it.
Y'all kids get on down here to eat. I spent all day sweating in this kitchen. And then, but like KFC, Taco Bell. Pizza Hut.
Dude, I like how fucking Amy Adams busted out her tits to show to his ex-wife that she has better tits than her. Like, oh, okay, well, that's a thing.
All right.
Look, that's it, man. That's it.
I will say though,
to be fair, it's not like I hadn't always wanted to see Amy Adams' tits.
Yeah. I will say this though: is Days of Thunder on Blu-ray?
You know what?
I don't know because I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay, because
I rented it on Xbox.
Okay, because I was like, I actually kind of want to get this movie on Blu-ray just to see if there's any, like, if it'll look nice on Blu-ray. So.
I mean, it actually looked pretty good in 1080, so maybe.
All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. It's been real fun with this. I'd like to thank everybody that came on there today. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Got to talk about Tom Cruise. Oh, yeah. And we got to see Tom Cruise run away from his gay thoughts. And at the end, which I got to say this also. It was very hilarious to see Robert Duvall with, by the way, he had the best acting in the whole movie, but of course it's Robert Duvall.
Oh, he's playing the old veteran of the game.
Also, can we talk about how Randy Quaid surprisingly was not the most racist person in this movie?
Isn't that crazy? And then, like I said, it's been fun talking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's so funny to see him outrunning Tom Cruise.
I'll reach your ass.
Hey, also, one more thing. Hey, Mo, you finished your homework yet?
Mo
dropped off.
Mo ain't say shit about it. He
say nothing about the movie.
It's all good. So, I guess with that, I guess we're done. So we will catch us later next time, whenever we do another show. Well, it is March Madness. It is March Madness, so...
It is March Madness, so don't be surprised if...
Do our picks for the brackets.
Don't be surprised if me and Chris do... Oh, yeah, we're going to do the brackets.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. I get to pick Maryland again and be disappointed in the first round, because, you know, that's what they do.
Hey, nigga, tradition. Ow, that hurt me. Ow. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Later.
Later.